welcome on in to another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. I'm Terry, Nick beside me, Brian down below, and we are about to break down some Saturday action here. 3 baseball, and then last pitch as always, 3 hockey, and then the best bet segment. There's some really good games today. There's a lot that I liked and a lot that I bet, so fingers crossed. But we'll jump right into the first game here. The Padres plus 130 are in Atlanta minus 150, a total of 8.5 here. It's Mania against Morden. For Mania, obviously for the Padres, Morden for the Braves. Mania in his last 3 games, 0-2 with a no decision. He's been allowing 5+ hits, 3+ runs. He's been walking some guys, some strikeouts as well. But he seems to be getting hit a bit here. Morden on the other side, he is 2-3 with a 5.65 ERA on the year, but coming off a very good game against Milwaukee, where he allowed 2 hits in 5 innings, no earned runs, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. But the Padres have been scoring a lot. They've been scoring a lot all year long. They've been a good team for me when it comes to the team total. And Morden had a good game his last game. But I think, like last night, the Padres score some runs. So I took the team total over 3.5, minus 115. And I also took team total over 4.5, plus 155. The Padres have done it for me all year long, scoring runs. So I'll ask them to get me 5 runs here in the game, and I'll be a happy guy. Nick, Padres and Braves, any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I'm on a similar page there. I'm not going to ask them to get me 5. I'm just going to ask them to get me 4 at minus 115. Team total over 3.5. And I took their first 5 money line as well at plus 105. I was kind of surprised to see the Padres as underdogs in this game. That was honestly surprising because I definitely see a massive pitching advantage towards Sean Manaea here. Charlie Morton with FIP and Sierra above 5, which is one of the highest on the slate. An ERA above 5, so he hasn't been good this year. He's walking 5.34 batters per 9, which is the second highest of any pitcher on the slate. So Morton's not someone I trust at all. He's actually one of those pitchers I like to fade. So I took the Padres here, plus 105 in the first 5 innings, and the team total over 3.5. I think that he gets hit a little bit today.
All right. I like it. Bryant, Padres and Braves, any thoughts on this one?
Oh man. I'm gonna buck the trend here. I'm actually going with the Braves. I've got a couple reasons why I believe so. One, Morton is 6-2 career in his career against the Padres. I think he has him like at a 2.35 ERA. That's for one. The other reasoning largely has to do with Manaea. Those first couple of starts, I think 3 starts, he went 2-1. He had a 1.42 ERA I'm looking at. In those 3 starts since, he's 0-2, and he's had a 6.35 ERA. And every single game, in every single one of those 3 starts, the Padres end up losing the game. I don't know what's going on with Sean. I think he's a really good pitcher. I think he's a very, very solid 2-3 guy in a rotation. But something's not right. And he struggled with location a lot, especially with his fastball. The Braves are a very good fastball team, fastball hitting team, I should say. Despite the fact that most of them haven't seen him a lot, as I'm looking at like the Braves batters versus Manaea. It looks like only 3 people have like registered any sort of like action against him, as opposed to Morton, who's a NL pitcher who's seen a lot of the Padres over his career. For that matter, that's kind of an alarming little bit of a stat. But I ultimately liked Morton's last outing. I think he did pretty well in it. some of his metrics and stuff like that kind of showed a lot of positive regression in that sense. And I got the Braves at home, so I'm going to take the Braves money line, full game, nothing sexy. I just think the Braves are gonna pull this one out, largely due to the fact that I don't think Mania is in a good form right now. I think he's good enough and he's shown himself to work through stuff like this, but ultimately that those last three starts, man, really kind of opened my eyes. And he wasn't like he was like pitching against like the Dodgers and stuff like that. It was the Pirates. I think someone else was in there that was kind of middle of the road offensively. It might have been the Marlins. But yeah, so I'm just gonna go with the Braves here, like I said, on a money line, and you can get it at -135, which I think is a pretty good price, all things considered, against the Braves. And that's about it for today.
All right. Hey, some disagreement. That's always good. We'll move on to the second game here. The Brewers are in Miami facing the Marlins. -125 for the Brewers. So shop around. You might be able to get a better price. Miami +105. A total of 7 here. This is my big game of the day. Where I have quite a few plays, all backing Milwaukee. I like the Brewers here. I like Lauer a lot. Brewers first 5 money line. Brewers full game money line. Both 1.5 unit bets. And then I'm taking half a unit on Lauer over 6.5 strikeouts.
Yes, sir.
And half a unit on Lauer over 7.5 strikeouts, so +260. Miami is a high strikeout team, averaging over 8 strikeouts per game. And I'm getting up their stats here against lefties. 1 second here. Miami obviously never really been a very good hitting team. They are 26th against lefties in 30 teams. So not very good here. Lauer's pitched great. On the other side, Rogers, a pitcher that I was actually looking to back this year. But after I think 1 or 2 starts, I realized I wasn't going to be doing that. He is coming off a pretty good start against San Diego. 5 innings, 5 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. But before that, he did get hit pretty bad against Arizona. And then the game before that, Washington. Now he's facing a Brewers team. I think this is going to be a good game for the Brewers. And I think they start off winning early and often, and Lauer gets a bunch of strikeouts. Nick, Brewers and Marlins, any thoughts here?
Yeah, I'm siding with the Brewers here as well. I'm on their first 5 money line and their team total over 3.5. I do like the Miami pitching staff, but one pitcher I haven't been able to get behind too much this year is Trevor Rogers. I think that will change later in the season. I think he will pick it up. He was one of the top guys for the Rookie of the Year last year for Miami. Yeah, I mean, he does have a 4.72 SIERA, though, a 3.93 FIP, 301 BABIP. He's walked 4.33 batters per 9 innings. And Eric Lauer has looked a lot better. So this is a spot here where I took the Brewers to get a couple runs here off them and get at least 4 runs and win the first 5 innings. I think that, and then the bullpen is the real question mark for me with these two teams. I do think Miami has the better bullpen, but that's why I only heard Miami better bullpen, so that's why I side with the first 5 here rather than the full game with Milwaukee. But yeah, I took Milwaukee team total and the first 5 money line.
All right. Bryant, Brewers and Marlins. Are you on the Marlins here?
I'm not. Much like you guys both said, I like this Miami pitching staff from the starters to the bullpen. I think he just has some really good pieces that really kind of complement each other. But Lauer's been a cash cow in props and on sides when he's pitching for the Brewers. My biggest play is that over 6.5. I'm going to ladder that thing on up and go over 7.5 as well. Honestly, I'm feeling kind of froggy today, and I think it's just because That game 7 tonight got me kind of like anxious. So I'm gonna double up on that as well and go probably over 8.5, just due to the fact that the Miami Marlins they're not a very high contact team. Some of their isolated power numbers don't, especially against lefties, do not favor them to be able to put bat on ball all too often. And that's a big thing. That's really honestly how you negate the whole strikeout thing. Is you got to just make guys work, whether that's through long counts or making solid enough contact to get the ball out of the infield and stuff like that. So with Milwaukee, they're definitely the side that I'm backing here. I'm going to go in the F5 to keep it simple. But the best play for me is definitely the Lauer over 6.5 strikeouts. He's hit that his last 3 starts, and Miami has the highest K rate against left-handed pitching and across MLB as a whole. I think it's at 27% or something like that. Might be closer to 28. I'm not sure, but the point is they are by far and away have the highest strikeout total against left-handed pitching this entire season. So I feel like if you don't want to get into sides, just root for some strikeouts. I think it's a fun thing to do, much like rooting for goals in hockey and stuff like that, and runs. It makes the experience enjoyable, and it's a little bit of a less sweaty proposition betting wise. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to double up with the Brewers F5. I'm going to go with this Lauer strikeouts over 6.5 and over 7.5. I get the 6.5 at -110. You can raise that up and then get that over 7.5 and get plus money for it. So yeah, let's do that, and let's go Brewers.
All right.
Also, I would add this as well to that. I think because we are also high on Lauer, if you're going to do that, I feel like there's also maybe some value in maybe tossing in like a Marlins under 3.5, under 4, like full game, like runs. Lauer's going to give you 6-7 if he has a great start, and then they're just going to throw Devin Williams at you, and they're going to go Hader, and Hader's probably the best closer in baseball. Well, not probably, he is for my money. So I can't see them scratching out 4 runs if the pitching lines up the way I think that it will. So,
all right, hey, I can get a bunch of value all in one game.
Yes, sir.
Cubano says Yankees World Series.
And he's
correct. That's funny because that's a perfect segue into the next game that I chose. The Yankees -170 are in the Chicago facing the White Sox +150. A total of 9 in this one. I can't believe I'm about to say the words that are going to come out of my mouth, but let's go Yankees.
Yes, sir.
Well, you didn't need to say that. You needed to say I like the Yankees today. I don't say those 3 words together. I don't say those words, but when it comes to the Yankees in the spot, but
when it comes to the money, hey, I'm putting my fanism aside, which I can totally do. And I'll root for my team's biggest rival here. Keuchel has not been good all year long. This Yankees team is on fire right now. The Jays are reeling. They're kind of building up quite a bit of a game's lead. Now, it is still early in the season, so it's still very early. But right now, the Yankees are a team to back. Keuchel, okay, and as he did win his last game against Boston, 2 earned runs, 8 hits in 6 innings. Before that, he lost against the Angels, 4 earned runs on 6 hits. And then he actually lost against Kansas City, where he only gave up 2 hits and no earned runs in 4 innings, but he still lost. So he hasn't been pitching as bad lately, but now he's going to face this Yankees team, and we know what they're doing right now. I'm taking the Yankees team total over 4.5, which I got at -132, and then I have the Yankees money line and my 3-team parlay, which is Milwaukee, no big surprise, Houston, the other team like the Yankees that have been absolutely on fire, and the Yankees. So Milwaukee, Houston, and New York, the Yankees plus 381 for those three on the money line. So I really like that as well. Nick, Yanks and White Sox. What do you think here?
Yeah, let me try to say what you meant to say. I like the Yankees in this spot. That sounds a lot better than what you said. But yeah, no, I am heavy on the Yankees today, and this is more of a Operation Fade Dallas Keuchel though. I have the Yankees in the first 5. I have the Yankees the full game run line, and I have the team total over 4.5. And I remember in the beginning of the season because I remember a lot of people were super high on the Red Sox this year and the Blue Jays this year. The Yankees were my pick to win the American League East, and they're my pick to win the American League this year. So I was higher on this Yankees team coming into the year because I still think their pitching is decent, and they have one of the best lineups in baseball, and they've proved it. They average 5 runs per game, which is third in the MLB right now. So I'm going to continue to bet this Yankees team that I was higher coming into this season than most people were. So I'm on the Yankees here. This is a huge fade on Dallas Keuchel. I think they get 6 to 7 against them today, because this is the type of lineup where when you look at top to bottom, the lineup here for the Yankees, they're meant to hit soft tossing lefties. So this is one of those spots here where the Yankees cruise in this one here, and they put up 6-7 against Keuchel in the first 4 innings.
That would be absolutely my dream come true. Bryant, Yanks and White Sox. What do you think here?
Yeah, well, obviously, me being the residential Yankee fan on the show, we're hooping right now, man. They're in a groove. I think the White Sox probably could not have had a very any worse of a matchup for a team that's reeling right now and still trying to get healthy. The pitching just doesn't line up. The pitching matchups didn't line up really this weekend for them at all either. And their one chance to sneak a win in these first couple of games, the Yankees put 15 runs on their head. So with that being said, there's a couple things that I like. I like the Yankees run line. I like the Yankees on the F5 run line. And to that point, obviously, you can go with the Yankees F5 money line as well if you want. I think all those are really solid plays here. If you want to eat the chalk, you can just go with the Yankees to win the game. You're still getting a pretty decent price if you put in a parlay with something else. But there's a couple angles that I really like here. I actually like the over. Our bullpen is really good. I love Monty. He's he just battles. He's not a overpowering pitcher, but he's good to give you 6 innings and he'll keep you in the game. That's his best trait. He reminds me of Andy Pettit in that regard.
Yes.
He just you never feel like, okay, all right, this game is going to get too out of control. And honestly, up until 3 weeks ago, the Yankees were screwing him over big time because they could never get runs for him. And he would hold the team to 2-3 runs, and we would lose 3-1. All of it starts because they couldn't get runs. But today, he has a bad matchup against this White Sox team. As wonky as they've been, one of my betting rules is back the White Sox when they're facing lefties. They've been good against lefties the last 2 years. And it hasn't stopped this year as well. As a matter of fact, they're right behind the Yankees in OPS against lefties. The Yankees are 3rd. I think the White Sox are 4th behind them. That in itself kind of lends itself to the over there. With that said, Monty's going to give up some runs. He's not going to hold anyone off the scoreboard generally. He'll give up 2 or 3. I think that the heavy lifting is going to come from the Yankees, though. Just based on how hot they are. You get the total over 8.5. It's plus money. Or it's 9 right now. I think you can chop it down to 8.5. Eat it a little bit, but it's over 9 on my book. It's minus 125. I think that's still good, to be fair. Though that's hit in every game so far already in this series. And I could definitely see the Yankees letting Monty eat some innings as well, save some of these bullpen arms, considering we have another game this series as well. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I think Yankees team totals live, very much probably the best play you can do, over 4.5, over 5. I expect Keuchel to be out this game before the 4th inning. If he's not, this was a colossal failure by us. I just don't expect this game to, and it should not be a competitive game in the later third innings of this game. So let's go Yankees. You can splash money on team totals for both teams, honestly. But yeah, my biggest play is going to be on the Yankees team total over 5, and yeah, that's it.
All right. We'll move on here to last pitch. I'm going to bring up all of my picks from baseball today because there's quite a few of them here. Let me get this. There we go.
Jesus.
So the game that's about to start here in just 40, 50 minutes. The Giants money line, full unit on that. Padres team total over 3.5. As I said, Padres team total over 4.5. In the game one, Angels in Oakland, I'm going first 5 under 4. Both those pitchers have been pitching pretty well. So I'll take the under 4 there in that one. Talked about the Brewers, 1.5 units, first 5, 1.5 units, full game. Lauer strikeouts, 6.5, 7.5. The parlay, Milwaukee, Houston, the Yankees, plus 381. I'm on the Yankees team total over 4.5. And then I'm going to try the Diamondbacks one more time. They've been hot lately, and I have not. The one time I did try to get them, they lost. But I'm going to try one more time with this Diamondbacks team. First 5 run line with Gallen on the mound. And then I'm taking a full game over 11.5 in Kansas City, Colorado at plus 100. I did have the option to take the 11, but I took the 11.5 at plus 100. I'm pretty sure both teams hit the 11.5 yesterday, or it was close.
It was 14-10.
14-10, yeah. So
yeah.
Both teams almost covered the full game total on their own. And now we're coming again today with 2 pitchers that are not pitching well in Coors Field. So I'll take the over 11.5 there at plus money. So those are my baseball picks today. And that's it for me for last pitch. Nick, last pitch, what do you think?
Yeah. I on that Giants game, I am on the money line, and I'm on the Giants team total over. I do like the Orioles today. Orioles first 5 money line and team total over 3.5. Jays team total over 3.5 and the full game over with that one as well. The marquee matchup going right back to it. Hit 10 straight games. Reds team total over 3.5 and the full game over 8. The Reds are hitting right now, if you guys have not noticed, and they've won 5 of their last 7 games. So the Red Hot Reds, playing really well right now. And then Diamondbacks first 5 run line as well. And then for game 1, I have the Athletics team total over 3.5 and the first 5 money line. And then also it's Saturday, and this is the first time I've capped one of these in a long time. I did cap the UFC card, so I'm going to toss out a couple of those for last pitch here. I like Jan Blachowicz in the main event at plus 160, the former champion there. I took a shot plus 230 with Luis Smolka in the co-main against Davey Grant. I'm on Frank Camacho around plus 110 and Alice Nascimento at plus 176. Those are just a couple of my UFC plays. My full card's over on my Twitter.
Yes, and if you want to find Nick's Twitter, the link is in the description, or will be in the link in the description of this video when it is posted. Before we get to Bryant, one more thing. How could I forget the Blue Jays? I call myself a Blue Jays fan. I didn't even mention the Blue Jays. I have no interest in backing them today. That's for sure. Losing 5 in a row, and it's Ryu on the mound. I'm looking at that 8.5 full game at plus 100. And it's kind of calling my name here. The one kind of iffy thing is that Jays have just been playing so bad that I don't know. Springer got hurt as well, so I don't know. I don't know if I trust the Jays to help with this over 8.5. So I don't know. I kind of recommend Tampa Bay team total over, and as much as that hurts to say, but I'm not betting it, so. I don't know. I'm looking at 8.5. If I ever end up getting there, check the spreadsheet in the link in the description of this video for my pick if I get to it later on. Bryant, last pitch. What do you think here?
Yeah, I got a couple. I like the Cardinals team total over 3.5. I think it's a good spot for them to get to keep get their offense going. Um, I'm not too high on Junis for from the Giants. So I'm gonna go with the Cardinals team total over here. I also lean to them to win the game, but I'm not sure if I want to bet that just yet. I was looking at some things, but with that being said, um, what else we got here? I have the Oakland Athletics F5 money line for the game one. Um,
Mhm.
I think that's a very good pick with Blackburn on the mound.
Yes,
He's been sneaky good,
I like
and it was
Blackburn.
pretty. It was a pretty. He's been pretty good for me lately. So I'm gonna go back to that well again. Conversely, game two, I'm taking the Angels team total over 4. Lorenzen's on the mound. Um, I do not know anything about the Athletics pitcher that is pitching um, in game two. It looks like it might be someone that they might have called up from AAA just to get through the doubleheader. Um, I'm going to take my chances with that Angels team total over there, just considering how hot they've been and how well they've been hitting as well. Um, I outlined the Brewers F5 ML, the Lauer K prop. I like Toronto's over 3.5. I think that they break through with Yarbrough. Um, I obviously, like you said, I think the better play overall is probably just the full game total. Um, but the Jays bats just went cold all of a sudden, so I don't really know how much lifting they'll do. But I like them in this spot to get right, so I'm gonna probably lean towards that team total more than anything. I'm gonna hop on the Nick train in regards to the Reds. I keep missing out every time. I'm like, yeah, I'll bet it, and then I get scared. Like right when I think about putting money in some fashion on the Reds, I get scared. But that team total over is just it's been money this whole week, and I want to see if I can cash in on it. So I'm going to do that as well. I got the Astros at 5 run line. They're a machine right now. I'm not trying to get in front of it. I'm going to just stay behind it and let them lead me to money. I highlighted all my Yankees picks. Also, will add any total base props from hits involving Stanton or Judge are money right now. You can get them basically sub minus 130. So, I mean, I see on my book right now, you've got Judges at minus 120, and you've got Stanton's over at minus 106. And the Stanton one is particularly juicy considering that he's 4 for 9 against Keuchel in his career. And with the way he's been swinging the bat, and Keuchel being a very soft tossing lefty, yeah, some things could happen there. So
Yeah.
that is a sneaky play that I like as well. And later on, let's see what else we got here. That's pretty much it. I like Chris Bassett to win the game. It's a parlay piece. It probably will be my parlay piece um, for best bets and stuff like that. I'm gonna go with the Mets just to win the game, to bounce back. They got held in check last night by the Mariners. Um, that's pretty much it. And I'm going to take a flyer on the Diamondbacks as well.
Yep.
With Gallen on the mound, I'm going to hit that F5 run line. I think you can get it at like minus 110, minus 105, something of that nature. It's a good value considering how well they've pitched. And with each and every game that passes by, I'm kind of getting like weird like vibes that maybe the Diamondbacks might be like legit, like they might be legitimate.
Here's an interesting question. If the Diamondbacks are 81-81 this year, hypothetically speaking, like they're an equal 500 team, and Zach Gallen continues pitching the way he does, how many votes does he get for the Cy Young Award? Because I think he's definitely a Cy Young contender, even on the Arizona Diamondbacks.
You know, it's funny you said that because I think him and Merrill Kelly,
Yep.
honestly, if they are relevant through the All-Star break when trade
They're gonna get
deadlines
traded.
and and so then that kind of it makes things dicey. But if they are still relevant, then I think they would be very sneaky good plays to sprinkle money on for like a Cy Young future. I mean, you know, because it's very cheap. You're going to get a very good price for it.
Of course you are.
Like you said, one of them's getting traded though. I can't see them rocking out with both of them.
But see, that's a good. What if one of them gets traded to a contender?
Yeah.
And then they already have the good numbers, and then they go to a contender where their numbers can
and
get.
if they go to a big market, like if they go to a New York team or a Toronto team, anywhere that's basically a bigger market than what Arizona has to offer, the public and how the media views pitchers and voting and stuff like that, it's only going to go up. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. I mean, it's interesting. But I'm going to back them today. And that's pretty much it. I also lean towards the Bucks tonight. In Game 7, they have Giannis. He's the best player on the floor. I know they're the road team, but ultimately, I think he's transcending into that. It doesn't really matter what the circumstances are. I'm going to find a way to get it done territory as a basketball player. So that's my NBA lean for the day.
All right. Cody asked about no run first inning, guess run first inning for Little Parlay. That's actually a very good question because Sam actually chose no run first inning as his best bet, and that's in the game starting in half hour. That is the San Francisco and St. Louis. That is his best bet, no run first inning in the St. Louis San Francisco game. So I'm going to give that out now before we get to hockey so that everybody watching that wants to bet that will have a chance.
I think also the Mets Mariners is a no run first inning candidate with Kirby and Bassett. Kirby's got some electric stuff. None of the Mets have faced them before. And Bassett is dogging it out right now. So I think that's a candidate as well for no run first inning.
And by the way, I just looked up the odds on DraftKings. There are no odds for Zach Gallen to win the Cy Young Award. Merrill Kelly is 65-1.
All right. We'll move right on to hockey here. We'll start the first game, which starts in about 3 hours here. The Bruins plus 120 are in Carolina minus 140, a total 5.5. The series didn't start too well for me. I jumped in on game 5 and 6, and I'm going right back to it with game 7. I'm taking the home team to win by 1, by 2, and the total to go over. In every of all 6 games in the series so far, the home team has covered the puck line and it has gone over 5.5. So I'm not going to change anything now. I didn't take the Hurricanes on the money line just because of the but if I'm obviously taking Hurricanes in the puck line, I might as well take Hurricanes in regulation. So Hurricanes in regulation plus 130, Hurricanes puck line plus 190, both half unit plays, and then 1.5 units on the Boston Carolina over 5.5, which I got at minus 112 earlier. I'm just going to keep going with what's been rocking here and what's made me money the last 2 games. And I'm kind of sad that this series is going to end because it's kind of been a moneymaker here at the end. And I think Carolina takes care of business here at home against the Bruins. Nick, Bruins, Hurricanes, what do you think here?
Yeah, I don't have any additional plays on this game. I do have a modified minus 120 money line ticket by way of Carolina to win the series at minus 120. So I'm going to ride that one out. I would lean towards an under in this game, to be completely honest. I think that we're going to start seeing some Game 7 unders. So keep an eye out for that because I think that we could see some lower scoring games for Game 7s because Game 7s generally trend more towards unders. So I lean more towards a Boston team total under 2.5. I can see this easily being a 5-2 Hurricanes win and the over hits, but the team total under for Boston does not. So that's where my lean would be for this one. I believe that's a minus 105 for Boston Bruins team total under 2.5. I didn't get to it, but I would lean that way.
All right. Bryant, Bruins and Canes, any thoughts here?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the home team here. Ultimately, I think Carolina is just a more complete team. I think that the home ice advantage also matters a lot here. PNC is going to be freaking rocking.
Oh yeah.
this just seems like the best spot for them. You have Game 7 at home. The Bruins. I thought that the game was a Game 3 or the second game that the Bruins won.
Game 4.
Yeah, it was Game 4. It was Game 4. I really thought that was a good spot for the Canes. They didn't get it done then. But ultimately, I think at the end of the day, I just like the Canes. They're, like I said, they're a more complete team. They've shown themselves well over the last couple of years in situations like this in the playoffs. Give me the Canes.
All right. And we'll move on along to this one here. The game that I'll be watching tonight. The Lightning plus 110 are in Toronto minus 130. A total of 6.5 here. Will the Leafs finally break history? Will they finally win a Game 7? Or will they once again choke when they had a chance to clinch the series last game and then choke again in Game 7? We will definitely see. But I think this is going to be a very close game. I think it's going to be kind of a repeat of the last game, except I think the Leafs will get the win. I'm on over 6.5 for a full unit. I'm on the draw plus 325 for a half unit, and then a full unit on Leafs money line. I think they end their horrible playoff history streak tonight with a overtime win, and Toronto will go absolutely insane with happiness over this win, and that's what I think is going to happen. So we will definitely see. Nick, Lightning and Leafs, what do you think here?
The Maple chokes. Yeah, no, I have no faith in the Maple Leafs in this game at all. If they do win this game, though, I think they do win next series, but I don't know if they win this game. I personally, heading into this, have plus 105, and I added an extra unit after they went down 3-2 on the Lightning at plus 280 for them to win the series. So I do have a little bit riding on that. And I actually saw a little bit of an angle here that I'm looking at back here, and that's Andrei Vasilevsky in a closeout game. If we look at what he did last year in the playoffs, in the last game of the first round, in Game 6 against the Panthers, they won 4-0. In Game 5, where they closed the door against Carolina, they won 2-0. Game 7 against the Islanders, 1-0. Game 5 against the Canadiens, 1-0. Vasilevsky shuts the door on closeout games. He is a goalie that he shows up for games where the Lightning win and they move on, and I think that's something similar here. Give me the Leafs team total under 3.5. Give me the full game under 6.5, and I'm probably going to sprinkle a quarter unit on for the exact goals in regulation for the Maple Leafs to be 0. I think that this could be a shutdown game for Andrei Vasilevsky. And the Maple Leafs continue their memes, continue the lull Leafs and the choking in the first round of the playoffs, and the Lightning continue to move on and play the Panthers.
All right. So some major disagreement here between me and Nick.
3-0 Bolts. There's my guess.
That's a usual occurrence between me and Nick. So, Bryant, you're the tiebreaker here because I like Leafs in the over. Nick likes Lightning in the under. What do you think here?
I'm going with the Bolts, man. I say this as a fan of a team, football team that has its own bit of like
Cowboys.
There's a cloud, man. There's a cloud.
The Leafs and the Cowboys choking in the first round of the playoffs.
I know exactly what the Leafs fans are going through right now, man. You ball out all regular season, and when it's time to put the your foot on the pedal and hit the gas, it just seems like like something is stuck down there. And I can't believe I'm about to say this, but in reality, like if you look at it, the Leafs have more pressure on them than the Lightning. The Lightning have won 2 chips. Sure. So if they don't win this series, no one's going to look at them any differently as a franchise. Like they have submitted themselves all time in hockey for going back to back, and they're competing for their third in a row. They're playing with house money, which is crazy again to say that about the two-time defending champs, but they are playing with house money right now. And also they are playing with the feeling of knowing how to win games of this magnitude. While the Leafs are just kind of like, damn it, man. I know we were all laughing in the group chat about some things, but someone said that like Toronto really might go nuts if they lose this game tonight. And
they go nuts regardless.
Oh yeah,
they go nuts regardless of the result of tonight.
Yeah,
whatever
happens
bad, that's a different story.
Either they're going to be happy partying and there's going to be drunk people everywhere celebrating across the whole
there's going to be drunk people frustrated. Either way,
or there's
going to
be riots. I think
and I strongly believe that there is an aura over this team, and I don't see it. I like the Bolts. They got it done last game. You got guys like Stamkos, point. He scored the game winner as well. It's just so hard when you get in these do or die games to fade the tested veterans, and especially in a situation like this, you've got arguably the best goalie in the entire sport for the Lightning. I just don't see it. I also see, but I guess my official play, I'm going to go with the Lightning to win the game, and I'm also going to go with the Lightning to score 4 goals. So I got their team total over 3.5. It's at plus 115. I'm not sure this is an under game for me, but I expect Vasilevsky to make the plays and the saves necessary to win the game. And I think that the Lightning get it done with 4 or 5. But either way, I like the Lightning. That's my official play here. Just give me the Lightning to win the game.
All right. Well, if the Lightning win the game, I hope there's a ton of goals. That at least I'll be half happy. I don't blame you guys for taking the Lightning, 2-time defending champs against a team that always chokes. I definitely don't blame you. I just think that history is going to be made tonight, but we'll see. Moving on to this one here, the Kings plus 180 are in Edmonton minus 220, a total of 6.5 in this one here. No official bets for me on this one. I kind of want to see how the day starts, and then I'll probably be looking at this later. Part of me wants to bet the Kings on the money line and the Oilers puck line, which would both be at plus money, and then obviously one would cash and I'd be up, unless the Oilers win by 1, like an overtime or something. That's the only thing that could screw that. So not quite sure exactly what side I want to go. I'm cheering for the Kings. I'm cheering for your Kings, Bryant, for sure. I'd love to see the underdogs make it. The Oilers minus 220, that's pretty big favorites for a Game 7. I know they're at home, but it is a Game 7. The Kings have fought all playoffs long, so I could definitely see value on the Kings, but I could see the Oilers winning like 4-1. There's just so much that could really happen in this game that I'm not officially on anything yet, but I'll be cheering for the Kings for sure. Nick, Kings and Oilers, what do you think here?
Yeah, I'm riding with Kings plus 190 to win the series. So that's one ticket I am riding with. So I did make one additional bet here, and I'm gonna kind of ride this angle of Game 7 unders. I have a team total under 3.5 with the Oilers here. I think we're gonna see playoff Jonathan Quick like we saw in 2012, where he could will this team to the next round. And I would love to see what Cubano's Cheesecake says down there, Kings versus Stars. That would be absolutely beautiful. My bankroll would love that. But yeah, I'm on. I had the Kings pre-series to win this one, and then I did add the Oilers team total under 3.5 in this game as well.
All right, yeah, Kings versus Stars. I think that would be an under series for me.
It would be. It would be, absolutely.
I think I'd be looking for the under in this series.
And I think the Stars would take that in 6. No offense to the Kings, but the Stars play a defensive style playoff hockey.
All right. I wonder if we're still hearing a fire bonus from Nathan or not. But hey, the Stars are going.
They
Oilers
should still
Leafs.
fire bonus and go for Trotz.
Oilers Leafs. Hey, Turnsy. I like the Leafs tonight. So, Bryant, your Kings are in Edmonton. Do or die. Game 7. A lot of people didn't really think that it would make it to Game 7, but they did. What do you think happens tonight?
Well, betting wise, I have the Kings future for this series. So obviously, I would appreciate a win. I'm just going to double it up. If I think they're going to win this, if I thought they were going to win the series, it's game 7. So I might as well put some money on the money line again tonight. So I'm doing that. I think there's probably value in any sort of save prop that involves Jonathan Quick. Much like what Nick said, I think our saving grace is him tonight. He's been here before. Him, Kopi, Dustin Brown, Adrian Kempe. We have a core of guys that have played meaningful hockey and have been in elimination games. I think Game 6, although I wanted to get this over with and be done with it, they showed a lot of fight to get back in that game. I thought it was going to get out of hand. They fought. They made some really bad passes throughout the course of that game. It was just sloppy from beginning to end, and ultimately that is what undid them, was turnovers and things. They just could not hang on to the puck, and I think they get that cleaned up. I think DJ was on the show for the Game 6, and he talked about how much they shot. And I think that's our saving grace, is just absolutely abuse Mike Smith and just keep firing at him. And things are bound to go well in that regard. And that's how they've won all the games so far this series, is they come out flying and they just rip the puck at the net. And eventually they start to fall on in. So ultimately the game is going to be decided, I think, in the third period. I don't think this is going to be like a runaway fashion type of game. I expect it to be close. I actually think that the under is a sneaky good play here as well. I don't know. I like my guys. That's all I can tell you. I think Quick wills us to victory. We get it done, and I don't really see how you can reasonably bet this game unless you're like doubling up on like the Oilers, and you do sort of parlay with the total or the under, because I mean it just doesn't make sense to bet a team 220 at home, and they've lost multiple games at home in this series. That seems really ridiculous. But yeah, I'm gonna go with my Kings to get it done. Like I said, I have a futures bet with them, so I'm gonna double up and try to maximize it with the money line tonight at plus 180. They won at plus 175 first game of the series, so why not? There we go.
All right, go Kings. We'll bring up the current best bets record as we move on here to best bets. I have to pull it down more. Sorry, things haven't really gone to plan as of yet, but it's still early. Obviously, Brian, your leading dog of the day here, tied with Sam. Me and Nick are fighting for first place and over under. And then best bets, not really.
It's rigged.
Tim's
winning. It's rigged.
Tim is currently in first place. Sam here in second. Then Melissa, Andy, Vito, and Occupancy all kind of close there in fourth. But it is definitely a long summer ahead. So we'll keep going with that. We'll go on to today's picks here. Let me bring it up. And we'll start with dog of the day. I'm going with the San Diego Padres for my dog of the day. Tim is taking the Baltimore Orioles. Toller is taking the Tampa Bay Lightning. Sam is taking the Tampa Bay Lightning. Nick has not typed in his play.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm behind. I'm going to type these in real quick.
All right, Bryant, what do you think here for dog of the day?
My dog of the day, I mean, I'm going to take my boys tonight. Why not? I'm already in first place. And I think they're gonna win. So why not try to maximize maximize it as much as I can?
All right. And then Nick is going with the Lightning here as well. All right. And then for over or under, hoping to keep things perfect here in the over-under department, I'm taking Boston, Carolina over 5.5. All 6 games in the series, it's gone over so far, so I will stick with that. Nick is taking Tampa Bay, Toronto under 6.5. Tim is taking Cincinnati and Pittsburgh over 8 in MLB. And Sam is taking Boston, Carolina first period under 1.5. Nothing for Toller in over-under. Bryant, anything you like here in over-under?
Yeah, I am going to go with the Orioles Tigers over 7.5.
I like it.
Over 7.5.
Yeah,
All right.
I just Pineda's not a great pitcher anymore. He doesn't have the velocity that he once did. Bruce Zimmerman is, he's had some good moments. But the Orioles they find a way to win to get runs. Kind of like the Diamondbacks with the bloop and then like a 2-run home run, 3-run home run. It's kind of how they get down.
Let's get this money. Twin, what do you think about this one? Oakland.
I like Oakland. I don't like the Cardinals. I like the Hurricanes.
All right. We'll go on to best bets and best parlay pieces here. And for me, I'm taking the Brewers money line, minus 118, my best bet. I'm taking the Yankees money line as my parlay piece. Nick, you're going with the Yankees money line as your parlay piece. Yankees run line as your best bet.
Yep.
Tim is taking the Arizona Diamondbacks run line as his best bet.
Ooh,
Arizona
okay.
Diamondbacks money line as his best parlay piece.
Who would have thought the Diamondbacks would be a parlay piece?
Or best bet, yeah. Toller is taking the Hurricanes on the puck line. And he's taking Boston, Carolina, no goal in the first 10 minutes as his parlay piece. Sam is taking, as I said earlier, St. Louis, San Francisco, no run in the first inning, which is about to start here in about 20 minutes. And Tampa Bay, Toronto over 5.5 as his parlay piece. Bryant, what are you thinking here for best bet and best parlay piece?
Yeah, my best bet is going to be Lauer over 6.5 strikeouts. That's minus 110. And then I'm going to parlay that with a no, just leave it as is. Just that strikeout prop. Like I said, it's minus 110, and then
5.5, right?
6.5.
Yeah, 6.5.
Yeah.
I can get you plus 130 for that. I think.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, absolutely.
Plus 130.
And
parlay piece.
And my parlay piece, well, everyone's already taken it, but I'm gonna hop on the train as well. It's my team.
Yeah, hey, it's your team.
Yankee fan took the Yankees.
I guess you can take them since they're your team. Yankees money line.
Yeah,
I like it. And that is our Saturday edition of the show. Best luck to everybody tonight. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Smash the like button if you like the content. We appreciate all the support. We'll be back at 4 p.m. Eastern, our new regular time for the Getting Wild with Terry and Friends on Monday. So we'll see you guys then. Best of luck. And everyone beat your bookie tonight. All right?
Yes.
How's it going? See you guys.